What's up, guys? Jeff here with Grid City Fitness and Performance. Today we're talking about the truth about willpower. Now, willpower is something that we all have. We all have the same amount of it as well. The truth is we're different in how we utilize that willpower. First, I want to talk about something called decision fatigue. And then this is going to link back into the truth about willpower. So first off, decision fatigue, if you've never heard about it, it's something that I actually came across from Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs. So the guy who created Facebook and the guy who created the iPhone. Two very important people in our society right now. Facebook is probably what you're watching this video on, and an iPhone is probably what you're holding in your hand, right? So two very massive movers in the world of what we use and have now. Well, anyways, let's go back to decision fatigue. Decision fatigue basically happens by everything you do that's not almost automated or habit formed becomes something that you have to do as a decision-making process, right? So if I wake up, I get out of bed, and I go through my closet, and when I pick my outfit, that's a decision, okay? When I go to the store and I choose which store to go to, that's a decision. When I choose which shoes out of 200 I wear today, that's a decision. Well, every action you take and every decision you make drains your decision-making abilities, right? Decision fatigue. So what I want you to think about in this whole grand scheme of thing, which is going to link back to willpower, is that you only have so much of it per day. For instance, just imagine I gave you $1,000 and I said every day your bank account is going to refill with $1,000. You can use as much of that $1,000 per day as you want, or as minimal of it as you want, right? If I were to do that and gave you that proposition, the first day you'd say, oh, let me just blow it all. You'd spend it every which way you wanted, realizing how fast you blew it. The second day, you'd be a little bit more observant of how you spent it and you'd utilize it better. You might make bigger purchases, smarter decisions, better investments, stuff like that, right? And then the next day, it's going to get better and better and better. Well, the same kind of thing happens with our decision fatigue that leads to our willpower, right? Every day you wake up with a certain amount of willpower, and every decision you make drains that willpower, right? So if you've ever come across yourself where you realize like every day you're just drained and you can't get yourself that willpower, it's because you used all of it making other decisions and choices. Decisions and choices such as the little shit like, which pair of shoes did I want to put on today? What did I decide to eat for lunch? What route did I take to work, right? So all these things drain our willpower and our decision making. But willpower is more so the bank account. We have so much of it per day that we can utilize. So we want to make sure that we're taking and utilizing our willpower in the best way possible instead of using it on little shit, right? Because if you were to go, we were to use that same $1,000 idea, right? If you had $1,000, but you spent, 200 of it on gumballs at a gumball machine, right? You'd only have 800 left. Versus not buying 200 gumballs or $200 worth of gumballs and using it to buy an iPad, right? So we can look at two different purchases. Well, if I buy an iPad, that's a smart decision with my investment. If I buy $200 worth of gumballs, I'm going to have a shitload of gumballs and not know what to do with it. And that's the same thing that's happening for you, is that you're using your money to buy a bunch of gumballs instead of buying an iPad, right? So hopefully that makes sense to you. But every action and decision you use has willpower associated with it. And every time you make a choice, you make a decision that's not automated or habit formed, you utilize a significant amount of that willpower. So the goal here is not to increase willpower because you don't have more of it to gain. What is important here is becoming better at the choices you have to make and automating the rest of the process. So for instance, just like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, you automate things like wardrobe. Wardrobe and shoes, right? Like this is funny because I'm talking about it, but I have about 100 pairs of shoes. The truth is, I only wear 4 pairs. And those 4 pairs are the exact same pair, just in different colors, right? So I reduce my amount of decision fatigue because now I don't have to look through 100 pairs of shoes to find the right one for my outfit. I look for 1 pair of shoes out of the 4 that match the outfit, right? So you can reduce the amount of fatigue you have by minimizing the amount of decision fatigue you have to make around your wardrobe and shoes, or maybe your meals, right? So if I pre-plan my meals in advance, I reduce the daily decision fatigue because no longer do I have to get up at lunchtime or dinner time or breakfast time and say, Jeff, what am I going to eat now? It's automated. You already have it ready. So the decision has been made, which means now, just like that spending, I have more decision making to make, as well as more willpower still left in my bank account, right? Meals. Basically, we say routine, right? So one of the things about willpower, to get more willpower, is strategically designing your day or routine of daily activities to minimize decisions and choices. For instance, in my case, I wake up every morning, my first reaction is to get out of bed and brush my teeth. Then from that process, I get out of my bedroom, I leash my dogs, and I take them for a quick walk. When I get back in my house, I get my pre-workout and I go to the gym, right? So at this point, I've made no decisions in the morning. I already have a routine and habit laid out that minimizes all fatigue that I can make. Honestly, I also go one step further, which I don't recommend for you, but I already have my clothes laid out for me and know exactly what I'm wearing that day. So all I have to do is literally roll out of bed, my clothes are on the floor, I put everything on, and I go get my day started. But if I have to worry about what outfit I'm wearing, what shoes I'm wearing, what I'm packing for lunch, all those things are going to be decisions that wear on our willpower, right? So we can increase our willpower by increasing our routines, right? Also, daily decision. What's daily decisions? What activity am I doing? What movie am I going to watch? What meal am I going to eat? Which way am I driving to work? What coffee should I have? What music do I need to listen to, or should I listen to? What work should I be doing at my job? What workouts do I need to be doing, right? All those things are draining your willpower without you realizing it, because they're draining your decisions. And when you have to make more decisions, they drain the willpower. So the goal here is to make, I guess, less decisions, less easy decisions, and more strategic decisions that align more with the actions that align with your willpower. So if you're struggling to achieve the goal and you're using the excuse of willpower, realize that it's not the willpower that is at fault. What is at fault is that you're using too many daily decisions that are draining the willpower, so you don't have it when it's important, right? So again, going back to the spending. If I needed $800 to buy something, but I spent $850 buying gumballs, I've used my energy and my money for the wrong thing. So we're wanting to use our willpower in the best ways possible. So where do you find that you need the willpower the most? Building a new habit, building a new ritual, getting into a consistent flow of things, and doing things that move you in the direction of your goal. So let's look at some other things that might be draining your decisions. That could be who you're hanging out with. What movie to watch. And all sorts of stuff, like what social media to play on. All these things are draining your willpower, and you don't even realize it because the willpower is not associated with your decisions, and you don't realize the impact that every little decision you make has on your total willpower bank account, okay? So what you want to really focus on taking away from this is realizing that your willpower, you only have so much per day. No matter what, you only have so much per day. And every time you have to make a decision, even small decisions like, am I going to go outside right now? Am I going to wear these shoes or these shoes? Or, what am I having for lunch? All those things are chipping away at your daily balance of willpower. And as you chip away each day, you drastically drain the total amount of willpower you have. So you want to ensure that you're minimizing the amount of decisions you have to make on a daily basis to maximize your impact of willpower. And when you do that, then you have willpower in reserve. Like when you have extra money in your bank account, then you can go make these things that are requiring a lot of willpower of you. They require a lot of willpower of you, but you have the money to be able to deposit them because you did not use them on other little miniature, minute details and decisions. You use them and save them. And now you can spend them on more important things like having the willpower to go to the gym when you're tired, having the willpower to work out for 45 minutes when you want to only do 30. Having the willpower to do that one step that you need to that's going to get you closer to your goal than taking a nap, right? So that's how you build willpower. Willpower is not built in the sense of adding more of. Willpower is built in the sense of realizing how much you have and utilizing it to the most optimal or beneficial way possible. So, takeaways here, guys, is willpower only has so much. Every day that you, or every choice and decision you make throughout the day drains the willpower. The more decisions and energy you spend making decisions, the less willpower you have in reserve or in your bank account to use for big things that you need it for. And the goal overall is to reduce the amount of decision fatigue that you have to make on a daily basis so you can have more energy and more willpower to use for all the things that you want and need to have it for. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this makes a lot of sense to you. Hopefully you understand it and start utilizing it right away. And hopefully you can start getting more from your willpower.